We wanted to just be mamas. We wanted to just stay home. They came after our children and our freedom, so now we can't leave it alone. We rose up together, an army of mama bears, ready to protect our children, ready to link arms.
Hi, and welcome back to We the Parents. We are We the Parents. I'm Leslie, and this is Katie.
Hello.
And we are, now you're in the school year. Yes? Now your kids have started?
No.
Still no. Darn it. Do they go back in December or?
It feels like the longest summer ever, and I am so loving it because of the sense of urgency that everybody has to get their kids ready. I've never been more ready for school to start. We've done it so slowly and leisurely throughout. Like now we've got the backpack and we've got the supplies in the backpack. We've got the new shoes came in. You know, we're ready. But our house is totally upside down right now because we're painting the inside. So it's such a blessing for our family right now because we are literally like feeling like it doesn't feel like I like to start the school year out with the right foot and not be totally disorganized. And
Right.
I am everything everywhere.
I feel like that's just my life is everything. I don't know what is wrong with me mentally, emotionally. We decided it would be a good idea to put our kids at 3 different school districts in 3 different directions at 3 I don't even 3 different levels, right? So I've got elementary, I've got junior high, I've got high school, and I've got east, west, north, and south. Like
So how's that going? In the mornings must be nuts.
so we thought that not getting up and doing the like long loop to Anderson was going to be crazy, or like we would save all this time because that's crazy to do that. And we now go in 3 completely different directions. And I will tell you, there is a school in downtown Reading that I think the traffic created by this one school that is not even one of the 3 that I'm going to causes more of a delay than going to Anderson. And so I'm just like, every morning we get stuck in traffic and I look at Jackson and I go, you know, and he goes, I know, I don't go to that school. Don't complain about it. I'm like, I know. But it's insane.
I can imagine. I can just imagine.
We will figure it out. We will get it all sorted out. I think that I have found a way to completely go out of my way and around this school altogether and not have to deal with it.
There you go.
And so I think that I have successfully navigated, because I will tell you, the very first day of school, I pull up and we're on Eureka Road and it's a busy 4-lane, main street, and we're stuck because this one school has these parents that think that they own the world. And so,
but isn't car rider lines like that everywhere?
well, okay, parent pickup lines. I mean, it's been a long-standing joke with me and my kids. Like, if you're still changing diapers, you don't get to be in the parent drop-off line, right? Like, if you are still wiping your kid's nose and changing their butt, go park your car and get them out. Like, you don't get to be in that drop-off line, right?
Yeah.
Because if it takes 10 minutes to get your kid out of the seat, you're not ready for that lane.
So
but
true.
so we're waiting, right? And luckily my littlest needed a nap, and that day she got a nap. We sat for 9 light cycles.
You counted
9 light cycles and did not move 1 inch because a parent pulling across Eureka Way, main roadway, making a left-hand turn off of your wake away into the school's pickup line, pulled into both westbound traffic lanes, blocking that entire intersection to go onto the road. You don't get to make that left-hand turn if there's not room for you to make that left-hand turn. But this parent, because there's somebody special apparently, made that turn and blocked it for 9 light cycles. After the 9th one, I called and I was like, okay, I get it's the first day of school. It's a nightmare for everybody. Can you please send out a parent score message to your parents and let them know not to stop traffic completely because all of Eureka Road is shut down.
So this is like the whole like aspect of back to school that is literally like on the end of the
nightmare.
pen, because it's like everybody's getting into a brand new schedule. You don't know the good route yet to avoid the bad things. No one understands how the traffic patterns work with the car rider line. I mean, it is inevitable every single time. But, you know, we get to like October. Just think about this. We get to October, and it's, first of all, the longest month ever because there's no days off. But after, like, during that month, everybody seems to like figure the routine out.
Right.
So it'll
and it
be
does.
There's hope.
There is hope. There's hope, right? So like we've gotten through the first couple weeks. We're going to blink and September is going to be gone, right? Like that's what happens every year.
Mhm.
And running into this election season, everything else, like there's something every evening, every weekend, right? We're going to blink and September is going to be gone. October is going to take 6 years to finish,
Yes,
right? Like
at least. Yeah.
October's gonna be stupid slow.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we're gonna blink twice and miss November, December, January,
Yeah.
right? You blink, all 3 of those disappear.
Right.
Somehow you gain 25 pounds. Somehow everything has ceased to function.
March
Brain
is
falls
so
back
long.
out of your mouth or out of your
Again.
head. Yes. And then you roll into February. February's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah, there's a week off.
Yeah,
why not?
February's fine. It feels like February's just there. Then March again. It takes 6 years to finish. I don't know what, but again, March is crazy chaotic. Every weekend there's something going on.
Yeah.
That's where all the conventions are, all the trainings, all the
Well, and I feel like
conferences.
as far as school goes, it's like it's always like a semester or a mid-semester change right there where all like the big projects are due that the parents are all involved in. And then I also feel like during March they'll have like I don't know, like recitals or different things that you
Right.
have to go to.
because they're
like-
trying to push out all of the things before we get to the next things, which is like graduations and end of year ceremonies
Yeah.
and all the, and so it really is like the final push. And then, you know, next thing we know, it's summer and we're
Well, and
back in it.
sports too. Like in March, you have the close down of all the winter sports,
Right.
but you're starting up all the
yes.
the
So
spring sports. So
I
it's
always
insane.
I always loved it growing up because being a basketball coach's kid and being such a basketball person, the finals was always my birthday weekend, right? Like, so we were always going to the playoff finals my birthday weekend.
Mhm.
And then as soon as that wraps up, then you've got like the Sweet 16, all the college stuff going. And it's like basketball is like at its peak in March.
Yeah.
But you've got baseball rolling out and all of this, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
outdoor stuff and the summer, spring sports coming out. And it's just like,
Yeah,
it's
soccer, flag
chaos.
football, all of that
Yeah.
stuff's all ramping up. So, I mean, in March, I don't know. We have 3 birthdays, so I don't even know if I'm like coming or going. But it's just having this conversation is like, this school year is like barely started or not started, and like it's already like, wow, it's gonna be going so quickly. Like life totally changes from the summer mode of chill to like, brrr, like all at once.
right.
And I'm gonna need this conversation after we start for the pep talk that you're about to give me because it's gonna be
And it's real. I mean, we are, I told you 2 days in, my 6-year-old was like, first grade's hard. I don't want to go.
It is.
Right. I've now hit the point where all of them are there. Like my high schooler's like rolling out of bed slower. My middle schooler is like, my body won't function. I can't. I'm sick. I'm dead. I can't.
the
We
drama.
are 2 weeks in. We are not calling into sick already. Like, you just can't do it. So, I mean, we're there. We're hitting that. But then realizing how quick this is all going to go, it's insane to me. We have sorted out the logistics of why was I an idiot and putting my kids in 3 districts in 3 different directions. I don't know. We will figure that out. Why was Leslie an idiot? It's a
Stop.
lifelong conversation. But I mean, I really think, and we've been working with some of the other moms from Moms for Liberty across the country, and we're talking about like what we can do to like kind of bring everybody together on the same page and have some sort of like accountability and some sort of outlet for the seasons of a mom's life, right? And what does that look like? Because we're all there. And it's just like I went to a Bible study last night, and it was as we're answering questions, some of our answers were different. And it was like we all just read the same passages and we all just, had the same conversation. But why is the answer different? Why is that? Why did it come across to each of us? So, because it gets applied to our lives different, right? And so for each of us, we're running into the same season, but it's going to look so different. For you, for me, you've got college age, you've got one that's like on the very end of high school, right? And
Yeah,
then just started middle school. Like
They're growing up.
you're in a different space than like me with my first grade chaos of like wet paper towels still do miracles, right? Like, so we're in the same season, but our seasons are different, right? And so how does that look, and how do we keep rooted, and how do we, I think, we wanted to talk about rights and responsibilities of parents, but I almost feel like we need to, as you and Author were talking on your Faith, Family, and Freedom show, we need to talk about self-care and preservation and really staying rooted and grounded. And you guys talked about that, and it like, as you and I are talking about these seasons, it really.
Yeah, like, so for me, every year as the new school year comes along, I treat it a little bit like January goals and things like that. And I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about the fact that people don't, New Year's resolutions, nobody ever really follows through with them. But the intent and starting out on the right foot, I think we haven't really studied enough what that ripple effect is. And as far as self-care, the biggest thing for me, especially during this season when, kids are in basketball, football, all the different things between the hours of 6 and 8, and you don't know what to cook for dinner, and everybody's wondering why didn't you cook dinner? And it's like, because I've been driving for hours on it, and
Right.
you feel like this pressure to do everything right. And then you start to feel resentful because you're like, well, where are you helping me? And the biggest thing that's helped me is the Bible verse, never tire of doing good, because in due time you will reap the harvest. And for me, it's like, okay, what does that look like? Being prepared for the dinner, being prepared, and not sitting back and looking at other people, why they're not helping, or getting sucked into the memes on the Facebook about how hard it is to be a mom, because
Right.
I'm so susceptible to those. So yeah. And what about you? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that yesterday I went to the gym. I've got goals, like you said, like every New Year's resolution I've ever started, I've failed. But
Same.
it takes, I think they said 21 days to establish a habit, 30 days to concrete it. And like once you get past that, you're golden, right? And so for me, I was like, okay, the kids are going back to school. My work schedule is going to look like this. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to do my grocery shopping on this day. I'm going to do this on this day, right? Like, and I'm going to set a routine. And I feel like starting that routine is really going to be helpful. But in that, I find these times where I have to fit in my worship, my reflection, my prayer, my Bible study. Like, I have to fit in all of those things too. And so yesterday was just one of those days. You have those days, and it's like anything that could go wrong did, will go wrong and can go wrong will. And so it was like I had my whole day planned out, and then starting from the beginning, it was like, nope, this is how it's going. Nope, now you're doing this. Nope. And so I got to the gym, and I had planned to go at 11. I ended up going at like 4:15, 4:45, somewhere in there. And I got into the sauna, and I had the wet towel, and I just put it over my head, and I laid down, and I just said, God, you say you will give us whatever we can handle. And I'm letting you know, I'm verbalizing it right now. I can't handle more. Like, I'm there. I'm at my, and I feel like as soon as I vocalized that, I was able to like,
Yeah,
release it
it's
and
just
let it go.
the acknowledgement that there is God is there, He's bigger than you, and you're handing the burden to Him. You're not internalizing it anymore. You're not putting
Right.
it on your shoulders anymore. And that stress and that cortisol and all that stuff is
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. So I left the sauna, headed over to my trusty rowing machine, and I haven't done it in like 2 months because I had my knee injury flare up, and I just haven't done it. And I got there, and I usually go within this like 30 to 40% range capacity, and I'm hitting like 70, 80. I'm like just going for it. I'm like, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. But just having that release of pressure of, you know what, I needed a moment. I went somewhere dark and warm and comforting to me and release that pressure. Letting yourself off the hook as mom, right? Like, you're going into this busy season, and give yourself the opportunity to say, I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay.
Hmm.
But there's somebody who sees me that is and will be. And I think for me, that's what self-care looks like.
But you are okay.
I'm great today. I'm fully functioning.
You
and
are
great.
okay. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. That's one of those lies that we tell ourselves, is that we're not okay. You are okay. And if you're in a situation where things are really bad, and you're just feeling like you've hit a wall and all of that stuff, it is, be still and know that I am God. And that's what you did in that moment. And
Right.
that is so wonderful, because by acknowledging He's greater than you, He has this, He's got you, He never gives you more than you can handle. It was literally one of the, like, such a perfect picture. Like, I'm just picturing it all, of exactly what this doctor that I've been listening to, Dr. Lee, and he explains that it's not like putting the onus on you that your life is horrible. It's like, you can say, I'm in a bad situation, but I have this God. I have this wonderful family. So it's like a way to segue yourself back to the positivity, and it will make you even healthier. And
Right.
going to the gym on top of it.
Right.
You know?
and that is the thing, right? Is like living in that healthy vibration, that positive vibration. It's good for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Kennedy on our Ultra MK podcast, he just did an interview with a doctor that talked about that. When you're living in that negative vibration, that's when you're susceptible. Like, these things aren't even real, some of them, until you put it into existence with this, like, oh, I just feel like, living in that positivity and getting out of that focus and that mindset. And I think that's where we need to be. Is we need to say, okay, here we are. School's starting. We're heading into crazy chaos, busyness. Big picture, we already see it's gone, right? Like, it just started and it's already over, right? We're already,
Yeah.
I had somebody
So
call and
quick.
say, like, so July, this date, and this date, what are we doing? And I'm like, oh, we're looking at that. Like, we're there, right? So going into this knowing, but we have to not miss the things that are important, right? We have,
Good point.
as you're going into school, we have to look at, we've had victories. We have big wins that say you're the parent, it is your decision. And we just looked at how huge these times are, but how brief they are, right? So every decision matters. So you're going into it and you're saying, my kid only has one 7th grade year, right? Now, was I responsible? Did I do everything that I thought for the rights to do? Or did I say, I'm busy and this is crazy and
Click
here
through
you go,
the
have it,
forms,
right?
you know?
So you have to stop and pause and say, my kid only has one 7th grade year. They only have one chance to live this. Now, what are we going to focus on? Well, for me, my child has really struggled with math because math has gotten so overcomplicated, so over whatever, that she is overwhelmed, shut down. She's had the same math teacher for 3 years, and the communication was not there, the connection was not there, and now she's completely shut down. Well, she has the most amazing math teacher this year. I've waited 3 years to get her into this class. It's one of the reasons I go in 3 different directions, where it's like that moment in the Incredibles movie where he's like, math is math. Why did we change math? Right? Like,
Yeah.
and this teacher is like, 3 minus 2 is always going to be 1. No matter how many circles or stars or squares you draw around it, 3 minus 2 is always 1. And so when he breaks it down to simplify it, she's understanding it.
She's totally going to get it. This is
She's
her
going to get
year.
it. This is going to be the year, right? So that's going to be my focus. Well, I have to then go in and say, she will not be distracted from math. Math is the focus. So we were talking about this. There's all these opt-out forms. There's all these things. And Moms for Liberty is a great resource. We've pointed you guys there before. We're going to point you guys there again for what your opt-outs are, what is available to you, what's already created. But we also talked about, it's as simple as, I don't want her focusing on this, or this. If these things are being brought up and these things are going to be the focus of learning that day, my child's going to be opted out of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so, and one of our friends, he posted a letter that he wrote to the school and said, I am the father of this child, and this will not be discussed with or taught to my child. It's that simple. You write a letter.
It is so broad what you are able, what your rights are. But in this situation, Leslie is 100% right that you have to take on those responsibilities to send the letter, to opt your child out of these things. You can't just go, oh, well, I'm busy. The school year's crazy. Rights are not just there, just all the time. You can take them for granted. You have to walk through in your responsibilities and have eternal vigilance on making sure that you're taking on those responsibilities. And at the end of the day, one of the things that really stops you from doing that is thinking, everything's so hard. I have so much going on. So many people want so many things of me. And if you get stuck in that muck and mire of, what it's like to be a mom and how hard it is and,
Right.
chip on your shoulder, then you're not in the mindset to be able to be like, okay, well, what are we tackling today? How important is this car ride with my child where I'm sitting through 7 lights and, how can I, spend this time with my child and talk to them about important things or, just practicing, not like Eastern religion style, but mindfulness of the moment that you have and taking those teachable moments. And that's, I'm only saying this because this is totally 100% my goal for this year, for the 26-27 school year, which is crazy to think about. And you're right. I mean, our child only has one 7th grade year.
Right.
That is just, and we just went through how fast it can go by. So,
yeah. And I mean, it's as simple as you're filling out these forms, as you're doing this, it's super simple. I'll walk you through one more that I did. They had the internet agreement. they don't call it an agreement, like a contract that you're signing,
Like
right?
piracy policy.
Yeah, your kid is accessing computers, they're using school resources, they're on the internet. These are the things, having their Google account. And I think that's exactly what the contract was like, we've created a Google account for your child. They'll be using it for this program, this program, this program, this program. And then one of them was a whole section about third party vendors, right?
Mm.
And so it's going through and reading it, and they have you initial and they have you sign. And so I initialed and I signed, I initialed and I signed. And then I got to that bottom part. And this is where you have the rights, and you can. It's your child. You have the 14th Amendment. You have these Supreme Court victories that say this. And I just went through like I was,
Red pin.
yeah, like, no, like full on black marker. Like I just went through like I was redacting a contract, and I was like, and nope, and nope, and nope. And where I signed, I said, you have my permission to create this account for my child. You have my permission to use this, and my kid will abide by these rules. However, you do not have my permission to collect and mine the data of my child and share it with third parties. You don't. So it was that simple. It took an extra 35 seconds, but that's where you be mindful.
Yeah.
And there's enough advertising dollars on social media. They're getting enough from your Amazon Alexa at home. They don't need to be mining data from your kids during the school day.
Well, with that, we just want to say thank you for listening, and please make sure that you share this with your friends and your family, and let them know that they have rights and responsibilities as parents, and go forward and be more positive and set goals.
Yeah. And your call to action, if you don't already know who's on your school board and who's running for your school board, I want you to go home and look that up. Look up who's on your school board, who's running. The time to file is over, but I want you to familiarize yourself with that. And then if you don't have time to attend, I want you to at least challenge yourself as we're setting goals for this year to click on the agenda. They send it out in a parent email. Hey, there's a board meeting coming up. Click on that and scan through the agenda. Just make that your challenge. When we're
And if
setting goals
that's
for the year.
interesting to you, join Moms for Liberty.
Right. But I mean, as we're setting goals, I would challenge you to add a goal like that. It doesn't take that much extra time, but
Yeah.
it gets you involved and you understand new things happening. And that's how some of the biggest fighters in our cause have become fighters is, hey, I showed up for one board meeting not knowing what I was looking at. Or, hey, and so I would challenge you to do that. The other thing, big picture, is the legislative session is wrapping up. All votes will be done by the end of this month. And then everything goes to the governor's desk to be either approved and signed into law, vetoed, or omitted, which then gets signed into law. And so hold your legislature and hold your governor accountable, because now is the time to write letters and contact their office about anything that you don't want to see move forward. And so, or that you do want to see move forward. So
Yeah.
the time is now. Those are your call to actions. Get involved, figure out who's on your board, figure out who's running, how you can support them, and figure out,
If you have any questions,
going on?
message us.
yep, we're here.